President Kennedy died at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time.
This day, 60 years ago, America lost its 35th president. Thanks for sticking with us. I'm Russ McCaskey.
And I'm Nicole Gabe. The assassination of John F. Kennedy shocked the world, and that day forever altered the path of our great nation. Wink News anchor Taylor Ward sat down with a local man who stood at attention at our president's procession. Taylor joins us here in studio live. Taylor, you spoke with that man. What was his message?
Nicole, never forget. For 60 years, he's never forgotten that 2 children lost a father, a wife lost her husband, and our nation lost a president. He said we must never forget the assassination of JFK because remembering the tragedy of the past can help shape our future.
Where were you the day Kennedy was shot? November 22nd, 1963. If you're of a certain age, you know the answer.
I didn't think they were telling the truth. I couldn't understand that, why somebody would do that.
Francis Hersick doesn't just remember where he was the day the president was assassinated. He remembers everything that happened next because he was there at JFK's funeral as a member of the Honor Guard.
I was basically standing at attention most of the time. I was just part of an organization that was there to present the casket as nicely as possible, to give him as much credit as he does deserve.
And while Hersick told me he wasn't supposed to look, he told me First Lady Jacqueline Kennedy was impossible to ignore as she walked by him, her hands gripping those of her children, John and Caroline.
I never saw her cry because I think she has so much to do along the way to make this happen for her and her children. And I think she did a very nice job of taking care of the kids while that was happening, going on. It was just a sad situation to see those 2 children, a boy and a girl, walking by like that with their mom.
And while he was only 18 at the time, Hersick knew history was unfolding before his eyes.
At that time in my life, to be at a funeral that is such gigantic proportion, and then to see the First Lady and the children, that was like explosive inside me. I really, how do you put a feeling on that?
60 years later, at his home in Cape Coral, Hersick hopes the country will always reflect on this day and never forget how a killer changed the course of history.
Francis Hersick told me he's terrified of a day when people don't remember the name JFK, but he knows that day is coming.
Jeez.
Yeah, I've been to the School Book Depository Museum. You can look down, you can kind of see what may have happened on that day, and it's really fascinating. There are still people who think that perhaps there were 2 shooters instead of just 1. That debate still rages on. So it's a fascinating situation and a very, very dark and sad day for our nation.
A moment in history for sure. And, you know, as we say, with so many American tragedies and events, may we hopefully never forget.
Yeah, hopefully we can learn from it.